What's going on, everybody? What's going on? In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about light and the darkness. And you're probably wondering why I'm showing you guys the sun and the moon, because I'm going to be using the sun and moon to describe the light and the darkness. And as you can see, the sun and the moon are very close, which means that they are going to be joined together in harmony, forming an eclipse, also known as a new moon, right? And we're going to describe this light and dark in a very different way. So for 28 days, the sun and the moon are separated from themselves, spinning around each other, dancing around each other, right? For 28 days. We follow the moon cycle for 28 days, and we follow the sun cycle for 30 days. Notice the difference within the numbers. There's a moon cycle every 28 days, and there's a sun cycle every 30 days, right? And before we get into that, for those of you that study Vedic astrology, the sun right now is in Libra. And on November 1st, there's going to be a new moon in Libra, right? And for those that study Western astrology, the sun is in Scorpio, and on November 1st, the moon will be in Scorpio. And the difference between the two is the Vedic is the present moment of what's going on within ourselves and what's going on within the sky. And the Western astrology is more futuristic of what you're going to see in the future, right? So, for 28 days, the sun and the moon are dancing separated from each other, right? And the planets are following them. And within that relationship, the sun is leading with light, and the moon is following with darkness. And within ourselves, we follow the same pattern. The sun leads with light, and the moon follows with darkness. It's in all of us. We cannot escape light and dark because it's within all of us. But whenever we have a new moon or an eclipse, that is when the sun and the moon reunite again. This is the pineal in front of our forehead, the positive and negative. They reunite again, and it opens a portal for creation. Hence why we always tell you guys, on new moons, that's when you manifest. On full moons, that's when you are grateful for what you manifested, because you're going through a black hole, you're going through a portal. So these new moons are portals where we are going to be traveling on a new angle of light. The full moons close the portals of the angle of light because we're getting ready to move into another angle of light with the sun and moon, right? Now, no one ever talks about what the sun does those extra 2 days. So what the sun does those extra 2 days is it's going on its own journey without the sun. They are no longer united anymore. It's going on its own journey. And for those 2 days, it's changing the angle of light for those 2 days. Remember, the masculine is the leader. The light is leading, and the darkness follows. Right? So for those 2 days, the sun is going to be leading and changing the angles of light. And then the sun will follow again. And then we will repeat that same cycle of 28 days with the sun and moon dancing around each other And then we will repeat the same thing over and over again. Now, this has a lot to do with what is going on within our bodies. So we follow these 28-day cycles within our body, and it is required of us to treat our body with love and respect. Literally, treating our bodies with love and respect, because this plane of existence that we are on, that we are walking on our own body. Imagine looking up at your left brain, the masculine, and then looking at your right brain. Right? Imagine that. Looking at your left brain and your right brain in real time. And you're actually walking around in your own mind. Every day you are walking through your subconscious and the physical. And then when you go to sleep, you travel through your subconscious and the spiritual. So every day you're walking through your own mind. But it's up to you to balance the light and the darkness.